Recently, I just launched my Patreon page for my channel. If you aren't familiar with Patreon, the concept is that you can support a creator financially and receive exclusive perks. It's helping creators like myself bring more value by making it financially sustainable long term. I always believe in quality over quantity. Your support allows me to focus on making the most valuable content for you guys and produce more quality videos in large quantities. Your support can be as little as $1 per month, and by becoming a Patreon of my channel, you're basically saying, I love your content, but I want more. Shout out to all my subscribers, and I appreciate the love. This is the time of the year where college basketball goes into conference play, and we get a preview of the NBA teams that could be picking in the top 5 of the draft. The quality and variety of talent at the top of this draft could be the best since 2003. There are 3 freshmen who could legitimately win National Player of the Year. You can make a case that there's a top-level prospect at every position in the top 5. So the number 1 pick could come down to team need. At this point, some of the teams that most predicted were going to be horrible have played better than anticipated. The Mavericks and the Bulls have both went on winning streaks and look like they have a better chance to pick at the back of the lottery than at the top. It seems like we say this every year, but this draft class could be special. You could say that the last draft was more deeper, but this draft had more potential franchise players at the top. In this video, I'm going to break down the top prospects in the 2018 NBA draft. Let's get it! Arizona freshman center DeAndre Ayton. Ayton might be the most complete prospect in the draft. He has the total package and all the makers of a top 10 player in the future. He's a 7-footer with a 7'5" wingspan, broad shoulders, and great coordination. Ayton is a physical freak and has the ability to dominate on the inside and stretch the defense out with his developing three-point range. He is still improving on the defensive side, but with time, he could be a defensive monster. He projects as a good shot blocker and interior defender on the next level. It's rare to find a player with true size and length for a center who also has nice footwork, ball handling, and shooting touch. The one negative about Ayton is his effort level. Sometimes he doesn't bring the same intensity he should on a nightly basis. Does he want to be the best center in the league, or is he fine just riding his NBA career on his talent alone? My NBA draft projection for DeAndre Ayton is a number 1 draft pick. Duke freshman forward Marvin Bagley. Bagley probably has the best work ethic in the draft class. Combine that with physical tools and skills, and you can have an NBA superstar. He can do a little bit of everything. His body control, speed, and fluidity for a 6'11" player is astonishing. He has the burst to blow by defenders with the dribble on a consistent basis. He has polished footwork and solid fundamentals, which allows him to be an effective low-post scorer. 2 of the many reasons why he compares to future Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett is his rebounding and high motor. Bagley has been dominating the boards in his freshman season. He doesn't wait for the rebound, he attacks the ball. He constantly keeps possessions alive and can take a rebound and go coast to coast and either set up a teammate for a better shot or finish at the rim. Bagley can get pushed around in the post and get out-muscled from time to time, but I have no doubts he'll do his best to address that part of his game. He's not as long as you want him to be at his height, and he's not much of an interior defender at this point. Being able to knock down the jump shot consistently would only make him more lethal on offense. He has a high floor because of his work ethic, high motor, and coachability alone. At the very least, he'll be a solid NBA starter for a long time. My NBA draft projection for Marvin Bagley is a top 3 draft pick. Slovenian combo guard Luka Doncic. This international sensation is looked at as the best European prospect in a long time. Doncic is a natural playmaker and can run an offense with the best of them. He has a well-rounded game with good size for a wing player at 6'8". Doncic has been playing and putting up good numbers in the second best league in the world. Not only can he catch and shoot, but he has excellent ball handling skills and can create space and score off the dribble. He has crafty quickness and can penetrate in the lane and finish. Doncic plays with great intensity and competes hard on the defensive end. At the very least, he'll be a solid defender. He isn't the most athletic player in the world, but with his size, basketball IQ, and crafty quickness, he'll be able to become an all-star level player in no time on the next level. There's been a lot of successful NBA players that were not necessarily elite athletes. My NBA draft projection for Luka Doncic is a top 3 draft pick. Texas freshman center Mo Bamba. Bamba has a unique combination of size, length, and agility. This guy is 7 feet tall with a 7'9" wingspan and a 9'6" standing reach with elite athleticism. He's a game changer defensively right now and can be even more dominant in the future as he gets stronger. He is one of only 4 players in NCAA history to average at least 13 rebounds and 6 blocks per 40 minutes through 10-plus games before turning 20 years old. The other 3, Shaquille O'Neal, Akeem Olajuwon, and Ralph Sampson. It's amazing how he can stay in front of guards and pick and roll switches and how much he can recover if the offensive player gains a step. As the season goes along, Bamba is gaining confidence. His offensive game is still raw at this point, but he does have the potential to be at least a solid offensive player on the next level. He has good form on his jump shot and can stretch it out to the three-point line. Doesn't have a refined post game right now, but adding strength and muscle can go a long way in improving that part of his game by being able to establish low post position. But just being able to dominate defensively and hit the occasional open jump shot will be enough for a team to draft him at the top. My NBA draft projection for Mo Bamba is a top 5 draft pick. Missouri freshman forward Michael Porter Jr. It seemed like yesterday the draft experts had Michael Porter Jr. as the projected #1 pick in this draft class. A couple months passed, and there's question if he's still even a top 5 pick because of back surgery that will end his short freshman season at Missouri. Everybody remains in wait-and-see mode with Porter as he recovers. Like Jason Tatum last year, he's one of the most polished offensive players in the draft. He has the ideal size and length to be a combo forward on the next level. Although not an elite athlete, he has the offensive skills and fundamentals to make up for that. Porter can score on all 3 levels. He can handle the rock and attack the basket, has a very effective mid-range pull-up game, and has range to the three-point line. Porter has a great feel for the game and knows how to operate in the flow of the offense and doesn't take many bad shots. He's a smart defensive player who knows where to be. Porter has the potential to easily average 20-plus points a night on the next level. Question is, will he have the opportunity to reach his full potential with question about his back injury? My NBA draft projection for Michael Porter Jr. is a top 5 draft pick. Oklahoma freshman guard Trae Young. Nobody has shot up draft boards more than the freshman sensation Trae Young. He has been the talk of college basketball this season, and he has no doubt been the best player in college basketball so far with his dead-eye shooting and excellent court vision. He leads the nation in both scoring and assists. Nobody has led the nation in both categories in Division I for a whole season since 1952. His shooting ability is about as good as we've seen since Steph Curry at Davidson. He literally has range from 30 feet. That ability opens up driving lanes, and he's an underrated finisher despite his slight frame. He does shoot bad shots from time to time, but he still manages to remain efficient overall. He's a crafty and smooth player and is just effective as a passer as he is a scorer. He seems like he's always in control of the game and continuously put pressure on the defense and easily set up his teammates for easy looks. Young is a true floor general with unlimited shooting range. Not only has Trae Young put up big numbers, but he's elevating his team to wins, and Oklahoma is currently ranked in the top 10. He's a solid and smart defensive player and is good at playing passing lanes. But the question is, with his slight frame and limited athleticism, will he be able to defend NBA point guards on a nightly basis? My NBA draft projection for Trae Young is from 4 to 6. Alabama freshman guard Colin Sexton, aka Young Bull. Sexton is an ultra-aggressive shoot-first point guard. He's the ultimate competitor. He loves the spotlight and won't go down without a fight. Sexton can play through contact because of his size and gets to the free throw line at a high rate. He is constantly in attack mode and has the speed and quickness to keep the defense off balance, which allows him to basically live in the paint. He can be a good passer, but needs to be a more consistent, willing passer to efficiently run a team on the next level. At this point, Sexton is a streaky shooter, but he has gotten better as the season has progressed. He can be a ball hawk on defense, and he really brings just as much energy on the defensive end as the offensive end. Being a more consistent jump shooter and a more willing passer could lead Sexton to be an all-star level point guard on the next level. My NBA draft projections for Colin Sexton is from 6 to 8. Michigan State freshman forward Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson has the ideal size, length, and potential shooting ability to be an effective stretch big on the next level. He stands at 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan. Not only is he a good shot blocker, but he shows great defensive awareness by being in the right place and being in great help position. His ability to guard a perimeter player off pick and roll switches gives him a lot of value. He has good hands and a soft touch around the basket. He has shown the ability to knock down the outside shot, which helps out a lot as he is not a polished low post player at this point. Jackson is aggressive on the glass and shows great fundamentals as a rebounder by always keeping the ball high and not letting small defenders get a hand on it. He is one of the youngest players in college basketball. He is just scratching the surface of his potential. My NBA draft projection for Jaren Jackson Jr. is from 7 to 10. Kentucky freshman forward Kevin Knox. Knox is a high-level athlete who has the size and length to play both forward spots. He has proven early in the season that he can hit the outside shot. He has a fluid release, always getting a high arc on the shot. After a hot start to the season, Knox's production and efficiency has gone down, and his recent play has been up and down. But along with Jaren Jackson Jr., Knox is also one of the youngest players in college basketball. He has shown nice one-dribble pull-ups off the bounce, and he has a nice floater once he gets in the paint. Knox isn't somebody who can break you down off the dribble, and I don't really see him being that type of player in the future. He has the ability to change ends and make plays in transition. Being a consistent outside shooter will help him be a possible top 10 pick. My NBA draft projection for Kevin Knox is from 7 to 10. Miami freshman guard Lonnie Walker. Walker is one of the most physically gifted guards in the draft class. He is a natural and aggressive scorer with size, athleticism, and strength to finish through contact. His quick feet and 6'11" wingspan allows him the ability to guard multiple positions. He came into the season recovering from a torn meniscus he suffered over the summer, which put him in a tough spot early on. He hasn't been consistent with the Hurricanes, but that's due in large part to a crowded and talented backcourt and the injury he suffered. His breakout game was against Boston University, where his teammate Bruce Brown was out, and he scored 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists on 9 for 15 shooting. He showed what he can be capable of if given the opportunity. He showed the ability to knock down contested jump shots and finish in the lane. He needs to continue working on his ball handling and being a more consistent defender. He is still relatively raw offensively overall right now, but the intrigue with Lonnie Walker is more of his potential than his production. NBA draft projection for Lonnie Walker is from 8 to 12. Villanova Junior forward Mikal Bridges. Bridges is the best player on the championship contending Villanova Wildcats. His shooting, athleticism, and 7'1" wingspan are tailor-made to be a legit 3-and-D player on the next level. He has always had the potential to be a solid defensive player. He's a menace on defense, both on the ball and jumping in passing lanes. He can guard multiple positions and is ideal for switches on pick and rolls in today's NBA. In his junior year, without players like Chris Jenkins and Josh Hart on the squad, he has stepped up his game on the offensive end. His points per game average increased from his sophomore year from around 10 points to 18 points. He is shooting 45% from three-point territory. Even with an increased offensive workload this year, he's still remaining efficient. He's not a great ball handler, which puts a cap on what he's able to do on offense. His calling card is perimeter defense and outside shooting, which is very valuable in today's NBA. My NBA draft projection for Mikal Bridges is from 8 to 12. Michigan State sophomore forward Miles Bridges. Bridges is a very powerful and athletic forward with good body control and aggression. He is a high-energy guy and has one of the best motors in the draft class. He is quick enough to guard perimeter players on the wing and strong enough to bang down low with the big man. He came back to school for his sophomore season, and his stats from last year to this year are almost identical. There's not really anything Bridges has improved on since last year. He still is an average to below average outside shooter, and he still has limited ball handling and doesn't have the length to successfully guard big man consistently. He is undersized for a player that spends most of his time in the paint. His explosiveness and ability to run the floor should translate. I wouldn't say coming back necessarily hurt or helped his draft stock, but he could get looked over by some talented freshmen. But that could open up a chance for Bridges to go to a playoff team that can utilize him properly instead of being drafted in the top 10 and have more pressure to be a more complete player. My NBA draft projection for Miles Bridges is from 10 to 14. Duke freshman center Wendell Carter. Even though he's not the first or second option on offense at Duke, Carter has still been able to flash NBA potential. He's a load on the block with this improving low post game and has a great touch around the rim. Even though he has average athleticism, he makes up for it somewhat with his 7'3" wingspan. Carter is a strong and powerful player who can establish post position as well as hold his ground when defending the post. He's quick for a player his size, which makes his face-up game more deadly. He is an improved jump shooter and actually can stretch it out to the three-point line. He's a very good rebounder. Carter shows good awareness and has a nice feel for the game. Knows what an open man is and understands when to pass out of double teams. He has the offensive skill set to play the 4 and the 5. He's not looked at as a rim protector and not as quick on defense as he is on offense. But Carter is a very skilled big man who could come off the bench and contribute right away on the offensive end. My NBA draft projection for Wendell Carter is from 10 to 14. Texas A&M sophomore center Robert Williams. Williams has the physical tools and athleticism to be a force on the defensive end. He has elite level length with a 7'4" wingspan, which allows him to be a rim protector and potential to be a great rebounder. Williams has great mobility and lateral quickness for a man his size. He's a quick leaper and is an excellent offensive rebounder and fights to keep possessions alive for his team. He showed potential in his freshman year on the offensive end, with the occasional outside jumper and a nice jump hook off a post-up. But his offensive game has not improved in his sophomore season. Williams has yet to prove he can impact games consistently as a scorer, and his character has come into question after he was suspended for the first 2 games of the season for violating team rules. But his athleticism, combined with his high motor and upside, will attract the team to take a chance on him in the middle of the first round. My NBA draft projection for Robert Williams is from 12 to 16. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do it right now for future NBA content.